All right, little addendum for the after the whole journey. What was the total distance we traveled? Well, we started with the odometer at 1450 kilometers, and that's just the trip gauge. Like it just measures the short distance, and then that's added to the final value of the major odometer. Like I got double odometers in that fucking thing, and I don't know why. We got the trip gauge and then the total odometer, and the doesn't matter either way. The trip gauge basically told me 1450 when we started, and then at the end of it, it had rolled over. That sounds weird, because it is. But apparently, something I realized a while back, and I hadn't had a chance to test again, but now very much verified, is that the trip gauge in that car rolls over at 2,000 kilometers. I don't know what the fuck, why it does that, but it does. And when I finally got home, it measured 227 kilometers. And I doubt I went 2,000 more kilometers, so it only rolled over once. So it rolled over from 1450 to 2,000, and then it rolled over at 2,000, and then I added another 227 to that. So that's a total of 777 kilometers. Lovely number, by the way. But that's not quite right, because that entire trip was taken with the new tires on, which are 9% larger than the original ones. Meaning that trip gauge, that odometer and the speedometer, like all of it's 9% under. It's measuring 9% less distance traveled. So with that adjusted for, I got 846 kilometers, 46.9 kilometers, which if we do a quick kilometers to miles, open up this thing again so it doesn't disappear on me. 846, right? Come on, get up there, 846.93. 846.93. That is 526 miles. I don't find multiple options for miles here. Do you want that in inches? That's a lot of numbers. So it's 846.93 kilometers, or 526 miles, or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wow, 33,343,700.8 inches. Yeah, have fun with that. now you know that distance. For an approximate result, multiply the length value by 39,307. You got a lot of Google. You want it in nanometers too? Oh goodness, that's a lot of zeros. Anyway, yeah. So that's a bit of a trek, a bit of a trip. 526.25 miles. Now here in Sweden, we have something called a mil, which is no official unit, by the way. It is odd because it's been an official unit in Sweden. Like, it's a standard unit we use. Every Swedish person knows the mil, but no one outside of the fucking country seemingly has ever heard of it. It's like Norway, Denmark, Finland, and then it ends. It's like a Scandinavian thing. It's not even an officially recognized unit. Like here on Google, I can't even choose it as an option. The closest thing in spelling is the mile, which is nowhere near right. And then we have the nautical mile, which is not even close either. Because you see, what you do to get a mil is you take kilometers, just your fucking kilometers, and you divide that by 10, and there is your mil. It's basically another unit that we sort of just chucked into the imperial system, the metric system we use. It's just another metric increment that doesn't officially exist, but it follows the standard of metric, which is that you divide by 10. It's a base 10 system, so you just, yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. By the way, a lot of people seem to be under the impression that the imperial system is a base 10, is not a base 10, but it is. It's a base 10. You got 10 numbers to work with. That's a base 10 system. We all use a base 10 system. We know nothing but a base 10 system. We haven't used anything but a base 10 system for millennia. There hasn't been any other options for millennia. Mathematicians have been using base 10 systems since before the Greeks. Since before everything else. Every known mathematic formula we have ever used has been base 10. Like, you have to go back to ancient Sumer to find systems that are different than that. The imperial system is just uses a different way of dividing, but it's still base 10. It's just the lazy way. It's still base 10. So yeah, now I know that. So yeah, just a little addendum we needed to add there. I don't know why I added that little last bit on the end, but that's a thing. It's been bugging me for years. People seem to be under that impression that the imperial system's not base 10, but it is. Get fucked. There's 10 numbers. There's 1 through 9. Oh, sorry, 0 through 9. There you go. There's your base 10. That's your base 10. That's where it comes from. Fucking amazing. You know, I had a math teacher once who seemed to believe that base 10 meant that everything was divisible by 10. But it isn't. It's that there's 10 base numbers. There's 10 base symbols. It's the number of symbols used to depict a value. That's what the base is. It's fucking hilarious how dumb some people are. Anyway, you have a great day.